Okay, full disclosure. I despise the Kardashians and everything that they stand for. The materialism, the vanity, the constant self promotion, selling diet pills, using your image just to trick people into buying things that don't work. I know I'm swimming against the stream here, but that's just the way I feel. And so I sort of avoid the Kardashian topics, but every once in a while they do something that is particularly egregious. If you are a fan of the Kardashians, I completely understand. We are on a different page, but they are an interesting cultural phenomenon. So it's impossible to completely ignore them. And plus, when they fail, I take a certain pleasure in it. It can't be that rare because the Germans have a full word for it, so I don't think I'm alone here. Anyway, earlier this week, Khloe posted a picture on her Instagram. She immediately took it down and now is demanding that nobody share this picture. What is wrong with this picture? Well, it's not photoshopped. It's how she actually looks. And that is so offensive to her that she had to take the picture down and threaten legal action against people who shared the picture. As far as a cultural phenomenon, there are a few things going on here. First one is the Streisand effect. The Streisand effect got its name when Barbara Streisand complained that people were taking too many pictures of her house. Because she complained, many more people started taking pictures of her house. If Khloe had said nothing, nobody would care about this picture. They would just be like, oh, good job, Khloe, you look normal. She said something, maybe she said something just to keep her name in the news. We know how they are. But she said something, and now people are obsessed with this picture. They're sharing it around everywhere. And people who share the picture are having their accounts suspended for copyright infringement. This is very interesting. I wonder if this will actually hold up in court. I don't think that the people who she's going after have the money to fight this in court. That's why it's kind of punching down, and I don't like it when people punch down. Just be cool. Why can't you just be cool? Now, the second thing going on here is that Khloe Kardashian is completely delusional. Is it delusional when you can make the world work for you, when you have so much money and power that you can make the world work for you, where you can force your will on the world? Maybe it's not delusional. There's a certain amount of delusion to it, even still, because you are fighting reality. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Let me know in the comments, is it delusional when you can force your will on the world? History will look back on this like this girl was out of her mind, but right now she seems to be bullying everybody appropriately. Regardless, let's look at what she said as to why she's doing this to people. She says, this is from her 4-page manifesto that she posted about the picture. I guess a picture literally is worth 1,000 words because she posted this. When someone takes a photo of you that isn't flattering, in bad lighting, or doesn't capture your body the way it is after working hard to get to this point, and then shares it to the world, her grandma did it, you should have every right to ask for it not to be shared, regardless of who you are. Most of us look at unflattering pictures of ourselves and say, what are you gonna do? Maybe I wasn't my best that day. Maybe I was a little bit bloated. And most of us can acknowledge that just because you go to the gym and work really hard and diet, it doesn't mean you're gonna look the way you wanna look. You might look better than you did before, but you're not going to become a different person even after all of the hard work. It just doesn't happen, and most of us can just accept that. I actually feel bad for people who can't accept that can't accept what they look like. I know she's rich, I know she's famous, I know she's been given everything in life, but to not be able to accept who you really are really is a curse. And also, about this picture, this oh so controversial picture, she looks fine. She's not stopping traffic or anything, but she's cute enough. What's wrong with being cute enough? The cute enough category is a perfectly fine category to be in. Cute enough means that you can pull just about any guy you want if you've got a good personality. That's what cute enough means. Cute enough means that your grandparents show your picture around and people look at it like, oh, and then they add that, oh, she's got a college degree. And then the people are like, oh, a college degree. That's what cute enough is. It's cute enough if you're willing to work for it. You don't want to be so cute that you stand out and people are drawn to you, creepy people are drawn to you, but you don't want to be so not cute that you're kind of lost in the crowd. And about working on yourself, about having that motivation to take it the next step and become, I don't know, a full-fledged human, someone that you can look in the mirror and be proud of, not just because of your genetics, not just because of what you paid for at the doctor, but for what you've done in your life, that's cute enough. You look in the mirror and you're like, you know what? I'm all right. And plus, if you're willing to put in the work, do you know how cute a doctor is? A doctor is twice as cute. A doctor is beyond cute enough. If you're cute enough and you're a doctor, you're like a 10. Basically, cute enough with a good personality will take you all the way to the top. I don't see a problem with it. I know I'm not in that Hollywood life. I technically live here and I do technically work here, but I'm not in that life. That luxury brand influencer life. I'm not in that life. If you see my Instagram, you're probably very disappointed by it. I mean, what could I say? I guess my parents just loved me. Now, the flip side of that is cute enough with a bad personality. People look at you like, ugh, she's not that cute anyway, but she is that cute. She's just not cute enough to have an attitude. Also, that's not sexism either. A lot of you might be in the comments like, Maya, you're being sexist. But I'm not being sexist because back when I was dating, back when I was accepting suitors, I only dated dudes that were cute enough but had developed their personalities. I wasn't especially picky. All that really mattered is that they were cute enough, they had solid personalities, they were really smart, and that they could spot a con man. A lot of people's requirements are so high. I'm like, how are you ever gonna find that? Like, what exactly do you expect to find? Where are you going to find this mysterious person that meets all of these requirements, is the hottest thing that ever walked the planet, and likes you? This is too much, but I digress. Here's what really upset me about the story, me personally, is that a lot of girls, a lot of women would share that picture and be proud, be so proud that they worked so hard on their bodies, that they'd gone to the gym, that they hadn't put on any quarantine weight. She shares this picture and then wants it taken down. Like, what does that say to all the girls that want to look like that? If you are out there and you've been on Noom all year trying to look like that, share your vacation pictures proudly. Because that was actually a good picture of Khloe. It's probably the best picture I've seen of her because it looks like a normal person. A regular person. Oh my God. How long has it been since we've had to see these pictures online constantly and they don't look like regular people? I don't know. I think maybe some celebrities and some people actually drink their own Kool-Aid. They see these Photoshop pictures of themselves and maybe in their own minds, they think they really look like that, even though they themselves did the Photoshopping. You look how you look. There's nothing wrong with looking how you look. You probably look like your parents. What, do you hate your parents now? You don't want to look like your parents? They made you and fed you and gave you everything. And now once you hit adulthood, you're going to reject how you look? That as a concept is just so messed up to me.
Your body and all the seeds that you carry within your consciousness are your parents. They did not transmit anything less than themselves. All the seeds of suffering, all seeds of happiness and talent, they receive from their ancestors. They have transmitted everything to you.
Something about it doesn't flow. I feel the whole culture has been gaslighting me, gaslighting all of us for, when did they hit? Probably about 16 years now. We've just been constantly gaslit. And so when we stand up and say like, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't make much sense. Hey, wait a minute, this doesn't fit with what I've been taught my entire life. We're told that we're being problematic. But really, it's the media, social media, these celebrities, these influencers, they're gaslighting us. And they've been gaslighting us for like 16 years. I hope this all goes away. I really do. And yes, she has the right to want to be portrayed in this idealized way. Most of us don't get that privilege. I don't see why anyone should expect to have that, but whatever. She has the right to desire it. However, it makes her a really bad role model. And I don't buy this, oh, I'm a celebrity, I'm not a role model. I'm an influencer, I'm not a role model. That is what a celebrity is. That's what an influencer is. An influencer literally influences other people. You're a role model. I'm gonna say the only nice thing you'll ever hear me say about the monarchy. is that they understand that their role is to be a positive influence on the country, to sort of represent the country well. That's the only nice thing I will ever say about the monarchy. I am not a monarchist. A celebrity, especially a celebrity with no talent, just an influencer celebrity, they're a default role model for the people who look like them. If they didn't want to influence others, if they didn't want to be a role model, they should have gone to college and gotten a government job. No one would look to them for anything. But when you put yourself out there, you are saying, this is how it is to be. I am being rewarded for being this way. And when people see that you're being rewarded for being that way, they want to imitate. I don't buy it when these people play dumb and say, I'm not a role model. I just am. Like, you're a role model by being out there. You knew what you were doing. Don't play dumb now that it doesn't work for you. Now, the exception to this, there is an exception to this in my book. The exception are people who are stupidly talented. And I mean stupidly talented. I mean like Beethoven. I mean like Prince. I mean like Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston. I mean stupid talented. That's just people who were kissed by God. I don't really care how they act. If Beethoven acted up in public, obviously I wouldn't know, but if he did act up in public, I'd be like, that's just Beethoven being Beethoven. That's cool. He's going to do it because he's that talented. That level of talent is sort of, you didn't ask to be famous. You are famous because you are so talented. And we can get into the source of talent, whether it's developed, it certainly is developed within the individual, whether it's God-given, etc., etc. But when you are that talented, that is something else. We're not talking about that with the Kardashians. We're talking about people who put themselves in front of our eyes every day and won't let themselves get out of the public sphere. We're not talking about Beethoven here. We're not talking about Prince. May he rest in peace. This family could have gone to college. They could have had regular jobs. They decided not to. They decided to be influencers and they decided to be famous. So by default, they're role models. Is that too much to ask from our celebrities? If that's too much to ask from our celebrities, then we need to have a group meeting as a country and really figure out who gets to be celebrities. We need to stop making stupid people famous. And yes, I'm incredibly embarrassed to be from a society that has elevated the Kardashians to this extent. I want my celebrities to have talent. I am not going to mention the fact that the Kardashian clan has made its money over the past 20 years from deceiving the public, putting out photoshopped images, from selling diet pills that don't work, selling beauty products that don't work, and finally when we see what they actually look like, so we can get an idea how these diet products and these beauty products work, then the picture has to be taken down. Yes, I got suckered into buying one diet pill one time and it didn't work. And they're like, oh my God, this is the best. It's going to make you so slim. This is what we use. No, it isn't. You're full of lies. Lies and deceit. Ugh, what has it been, 16 years? I'm going to say 16. When did they come out? It's like 14 years. It's enough. It's enough time. Can this era just pass? Please, can this era just pass? And then she goes on and she complains that she's the fat sister and she just wants to be treated like a human. First off, Khloe is not fat. Even at her heaviest, she was not fat. At most, she's husky. And there's nothing wrong with being husky. Shot putters at the Olympics, those female shot putters, they're husky. They're big girls and they can throw that thing all the way across the field. That's so impressive. Whatever God gave you, you got to lean into it. Those shot put girls, I watch them every single Olympics and I'm just in awe of how strong they are and how much they own themselves and who they are. They just own it. And I have no doubt that some of those shot put girls could steal your man. Not my man because I've developed my personality, but other people's man. Because if they have developed their personality too, girl, there's something very attractive about a person who owns who they are. Don't sleep on these shot put girls. Don't sleep on these big girls either because they got jokes and they will take your man. Also on this point of the fat sister point, she added in her manifesto that she had been conditioned to hate her body. Don't anyone ever hate your body. I know it's so common in our culture to put ourselves down, but it is so unhealthy. Just think about this. What did you do today? You probably didn't do much. Your body did it. If you got out of bed, your body walked you out of bed. If you had a child, your body had that child. You should be so grateful for your body. You should thank your body every single day for what it's done for you. You should send a thank you text to your body right now, using your body, the thumb on your body. And you should say, thank you, body, for getting me out of bed this morning. Thank you, body, for typing up my school paper for me. Thank you, body, for not collapsing on the side of the road. Thank you so much, body, for everything you do for me. That's crazy how commonplace that is in our society, to put your own body down, to put yourself down, and to put your body down. Like, your body isn't working for you all day, every day, and you don't even let it sleep. You're on your phone all night. Just let your body sleep. You don't give it the food it wants. Just nobody ever hate on your body. Unless your body turns against you, unless your body does leave you on the side of the road for no reason, then that's between you and your body. But most of our bodies are actually very nice to us. And everything that we do all day, from pouring a cup of water to brushing our teeth at night, is because our bodies let us do it. Our culture's priorities are completely out of whack, completely out of whack. It's conditioning us to hate ourselves. There's something there. People will say it's not deliberate, that the media isn't deliberately conditioning us to hate ourselves, but it happens too often for it not to be deliberate. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Kind of am. Just for fun, just a fun conspiracy theorist. But when you look at it, and when you look at all the messaging that we're getting to hate ourselves, it's hard to think that it's not deliberate. Our priorities, the culture's priorities, are just completely out of whack. And the Kardashians just came in and just exploited it. It's just exploitation of these obvious flaws in our culture. They didn't start it. There were these flaws in our culture long before they came around. There's the beauty myth, which sort of touches on this. But over the past 14 years, 15 years, it has just gone into overdrive. Beauty is a double-edged sword. People who are beautiful, they form their identities around being beautiful. And so when they lose their beauty, they start to lose their minds, because they're like, well, what am I now if I'm not beautiful? You're a human. You're a human with hobbies and interests and a family that loves you and doesn't care how you look. Maybe they do. That's another thing, is that a lot of women, when they start to lose their beauty, they start to wonder, does my husband love me for who I am, or did he just love me because I was beautiful? And that can really get in people's heads. And that could really mess with their self-esteem and their identity. It's really dangerous to tie your identity to beauty. I guess the grass is always greener. It's like plain girls, they want to be more beautiful, and beautiful girls want to be loved for who they are. And nobody is happy, and it makes for fantastic literature. It makes for great literature. Oh my God, I'm here for the literature. Nevertheless, it does contribute to low self-esteem, so I don't want to make light of it. But if we didn't have that sort of dynamic, our fiction wouldn't be as good. That's all I'm saying. Don't at me for it. I'm just being honest. And I say this having lived in Los Angeles for most of my adult life, nearly all of my adult life, actually. I see people chasing beauty, and it's just such an empty pursuit. I shouldn't say that. There are kinds of beauty that are worth chasing, like artistic beauty, beauty within the arts, witnessing the beauty of creation, like going out for a hike and watching the sunset, that kind of beauty, that's worth chasing. But physical beauty, your own physical beauty, that's vanity. Oh, and it's not too late for Khloe either. Khloe, happiness is just one fuck it away. Pardon my French. Subscribe.